This is Lisa Tucker, host of The Book Cover, which showcases local literary personalities. So listen to The Book Cover on the borderline. And remember, don't judge a book by its cover. Hi, you're listening to The Book Cover, and I'm Lisa Tucker, and you are listening on The Borderline. Today, I have as my guest is Marytė Running. Okay, yes. I said it right.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and we've been talking back and forth, so we were supposed to meet a few months ago, and then life got in the way, so I'm glad that we're finally getting to meet up. And some of my favorite interviews are with authors of children's books.
Aww.
Yes, and so that's what we're here to discuss today. We're discussing Hats for Hailey. So well, first of all, now I do know that you've mentioned Lainey and Gavin in Hats for Hailey. So Lainey and Gavin are your grandchildren.
Yes, they're twins, and they just turned 9. And that's who I wrote the story for.
And they're twins in the book as well.
Yes, they're the older brother and sister.
Yes.
Hailey's the main character, and she's the little girl.
Yes.
And, I wanted to put them in there, so they're kind of looking after her. And they are twins, and they come up with the plan in the book on how to Hailey loses her hair.
I read this yesterday. I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, great.
I'm
glad you did.
I really liked it because it took a subject such as childhood cancer.
Yes.
And made it into a nice, caring, loving book.
And that was the intention of the book.
Was.
Yes.
So what prompted you to write Hats for Hailey?
It wasn't any specific thing. I wanted to write something for them. And I was looking at books, actually reading books to them too. And I wanted something on like kindness, compassion, and, and I thought we could use a few more books like that.
Absolutely.
And so I thought I would pick that. It actually doesn't mention cancer in the book.
No, it doesn't. And I like
hints
that.
At it. Yes. Because there are autoimmune diseases where you lose your hair.
Yep.
And actually quite a few reasons why children could lose their hair.
Sure. Like stress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, and I did notice that you do not mention the C word, but you do in a very simple way, and I loved it, how you mentioned how Hailey was sick and she needed medicine, but the medicine made her hair fall out.
Yes.
And it's sort of in a non-scary way for kids.
I wanted it to be not scary, but Hailey does get worried, more worried than anything. And it does describe how she goes through. She's very tired and she doesn't want to play with her friends and, common things that would happen along those lines.
Yeah.
And I did get some really good input from friends who are in the medical field. And, actually, they're mentioned at the back of the book under beta readers.
Oh yes. I did see that. Yes.
I got a couple of nurses in there. And I also got, a good friend of mine, she was a nurse, and her husband is a doctor, and I got a couple of teachers in there, to kind of guide me through the process to make sure. It is a made-up story, but I wanted a sense of reality to it too.
Yeah,
accuracy,
and community too.
Accuracy.
I mean, you're using your kids. Now, for the teachers, you mentioned the teacher in the book. Is the teacher a real teacher?
Yes.
A real teacher's name?
And that's my grandchildren's other grandmother, who they call Nana. She's Mrs. Turco, and that was her maiden name.
Oh, and okay.
Yes, so she was a teacher, and the kids love their Nana too, so I got her in the book, and she's Mrs. Turco, their favorite teacher.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
so this is really a labor of love.
Well, you know what? Even some of the kids in there, they're real kids. I used real kids in there, and they're my twins. Their friends are in the book.
So you use their names.
Yes, and there's the little boy Cole in there who wears the helmet.
Yes.
It's a soft helmet, like a hat.
Yeah.
And he's in their class too. Really sweet little boy. And I wanted to put him in there too, include him in there too. So, yeah.
So when did Hats for Hailey come out?
Just at the end of December.
Okay, so it hasn't been out for very long.
No, December 28th, I think it
Oh,
came out.
wow.
I wanted
Just
it out
missed
before.
Christmas.
Yes,
Yes.
unfortunately.
You always want that niche. All the books come out in like October.
Yeah.
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 How long did it take you?
It not very long, actually, once I started on it. Actually, editing took the longest.
It always
going
does, yeah.
over and over,
Sure.
and then when I put it out to the beta readers, and they were nurses and some teachers, and that had them look it over, and then kind of correct things to make sure they were to get that accuracy in certain areas. And and getting it back out to them to reread and then get it back to me, and that takes time. And I didn't rush it either. It was just a little story I wanted the kids to have. And
Well, yeah, you didn't have a due date. Nobody
Yeah.
put a due date on you
No.
because you did go through Tellwell Press, which
Yes.
is a
it's a Canadian publishing company.
self-publishing, and,
Yes.
and they do help a little bit with marketing, and 'cause
Yeah.
you get a website. And,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
good.
They did a website for me, and I had them do they've got all different kinds of packages that you can use. They're not more expensive than other companies, but if you go that route, it is a little bit expensive. And with more books coming out, I'm going to be going the self-publishing totally route
Okay.
for future books coming up. This way I can get more books out there in a shorter period of time.
Right.
And but they're definitely worth it to do it that way, especially for your first one. They walk you through everything and show you the ropes. And,
Oh, that's good to know, 'cause
learned a lot.
We have a lot of local authors that listen to the podcast, so it's good to know that Tellwell was a good experience for you.
Yes, yeah. No, I have no problems with it. Like I said, if you're going to be doing more books, it is an investment. How much you get your investment back is all dependent. It's fairly new, so I'm not too concerned at this point.
Yeah, it's also how much work you want to put into
Yes,
it. I mean, if you're going to
exactly.
sit back and wait for dollars to roll in, probably not a lot of dollars are going to roll in.
No.
But you have to put in the work, do what you're doing, getting the word out.
Exactly. And you do most of the marketing yourself.
Sure.
But that's true in any which way that you're putting a
Absolutely.
book out there.
Small, like
is
this
your
is
own
really your
marketing.
small business.
Yes,
So you
exactly.
would you would market it just like you would if you had a small business.
Yeah, and I have been meeting up with some local authors too, and they absolutely amaze me and have taught me so much already. At the public library, we meet once a month, and they all self-publish themselves totally,
Yeah.
start to finish.
Yeah.
Like they do their own covers, and so I'm learning a lot from them too.
I know
and
there's so
it's-
many aspects of putting out your own book. It's not just the writing the story.
Oh,
like
God,
it's not
no.
just you have a
Yeah.
good story. There's so many other things, and then you have to know a little bit about business too,
Yes,
right?
and that's everything is such a learning curve.
Sure.
The writing, the editing. I thought I could sit down and just write the story and get it out there, and no, that was the easiest part, like you said.
Yeah.
All the rest coming and finding an illustrator and.
So that was going to be my next question, actually. How did you find? So the illustrator of the of both the children's book and the children's book and the chapter book is Kevin George.
Yes.
So how did you find Kevin?
Actually, on Facebook in a writing group, he was discussing his business with another writer, another children's book writer, was asking him about, some of his pictures and a portfolio and stuff like that. And I saw some of his pictures, and I just loved his drawings. And so I contacted him too, and he said he's at a level he wants to see the manuscript before he makes a commitment, because he's putting his name to
Sure.
the work too.
Yeah.
And he enjoyed the story. He thought the story was beautiful, and but he thought that it was more advanced for a children's book. And what I wanted was for a little bit older children, not younger children. I didn't really want a picture book, and that's what his claim to fame is picture books.
Yeah.
And so I thought, thank you, but I'll looking, and he got back to me and he said, I really like this story. I'd love to put it into a children's book for younger kids. And I said, oh, okay. So, we came to, yeah. So I was able to use the pictures that he drew for his book into mine. And and so I was able to produce mine and get another book. So as for Hailey, is for a little bit older children, 7 and up. And I'd say 7 till, or maybe 6 to 8.
Sure.
And
sort of this would be,
it's
this
considered
would be
an
intermediate chapter book.
Yeah.
I would think. Very, very short chapters. It's only 50. Let's see, I'm just looking here. 62 pages?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's only 62 pages. Very easy. Doesn't scare, like it's small, so it won't scare children.
Yes.
Who are just starting to read.
Yeah.
But what a compliment that he wanted to take your story and put out a children's book version with his drawings and with credit to you.
Yes. And he did a beautiful job on it.
The illustrations are great. They're fun. You can really see the personality in the characters, and it was, anything that shows our children kindness, how to, I'm all for.
Yeah.
And this is such a beautiful story. What's your background?
Actually, I worked clerical at the Sault Area Hospital for 30 years. Recently retired.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And but actually I did go to school in Sudbury for graphic design. So I always had a love of drawing and art, and I thought when I retire I'm going to be drawing and I'm going to be painting. And I set myself up a little studio in my house for painting, and I was really enjoying it. And just reading stories to the kids, I did write 2 children's stories when my kids were really little, and I never really did anything with them. And
so this is your second chance.
This is it. And I really enjoyed it, and the kids seemed to love the story, and I was able to include their little friends in there and family, and so it turned out
it's a beautiful story. And okay, so I see at the top on your title page or on your book cover, it does say From the Heart Collection.
Yes.
So that means there's a collection.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so this is the first book?
That's the first book.
Okay, what else do you have planned for us?
Actually, I have 2 different, I'm going 2 different ways with it, but they'll all be under the Heart, From the Heart Collection. And there'll be more Hailey books coming out. The next Hailey book is about bullying. And there's also, though, my next book is actually on the environment, and it's called Oliver Dorian by the Sea. And it's what kids can do, and it's at their level. They can accomplish it, like about cleaning up, like in the beach. And sure. Oliver Dorian, he's actually my sister's grandson, and he does live by the sea out in Newfoundland, and the story takes place out in Newfoundland. Aww. And that should be out this summertime.
Wow. So we're going to have to, we take the summers off here at the borderline because it gets a few degrees hotter than Hades up here. So we take the summers off, and but we're going to have to do something for the fall.
Oh, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
On your new book. But anyway, we're not finished with this yet. Okay, so have you introduced this book into the hospital at all, or into schools? Have you tried it with
It's on my list. I do have the book will be coming out shortly in French. There's a French edition coming out. My nephew's girlfriend. No, actually, that's going to be one of the first books that I'll publish myself.
Entirely yourself.
Yes, yes. And with the help of my niece, Gabby. And so she did the translation into French. And so she's handling that part of it. And so in the future, I'm hoping to have the books in English and in French.
Sure.
Also, I have donated the rights to the book where my father was from in Ukmergė, Lithuania. That's where my first name comes from. It's Lithuanian. And if they're interested in formatting it themselves into Lithuanian, and then to use any monies made off of that to go, they have a cultural center there, and they were raising money not that long ago for a little girl who had cancer. So that
this would be perfect.
Yeah. So I'm going to use the book for that too, for fundraising purposes. And me and my niece have a little thing where we're planning to use the books for fundraisers down the road and allow other schools to use them for fundraisers and
Sure.
that. Yeah, so just pay the cost of the publishing part of it, and they can sell the book at regular cost.
Yeah, what a beautiful idea.
That'll be for all the books coming up.
And I mean, there's so many options for this book. Like, you can go into classrooms because it
Yes.
features a classroom.
Yes.
You can go into pediatric cancer
Yes.
units and do something there, because I mean, even though it doesn't say cancer,
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I know we still have a wig shop.
Yeah.
Bring it to the wig shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, there's
I
so
never
many,
thought of
yeah,
that.
there's so many
Yeah.
ideas for hats for Hailey. And the idea that the twins have in the book for Hailey, that her sister.
Yes.
And then the whole about giving, I don't want to give it away, but the classroom gives Hailey's hats.
Yes. Yes.
Spoiler alert if you haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
So where'd you get that idea? Like both ideas, the idea of the...
It just kind of came to me, and I was trying to think what a little kid could do to help somebody in that situation. And if they made her a hat, and, you know, I kind of used hats that my granddaughter enjoyed, and like the baseball cap, she has a Care Bear baseball hat that she just loves. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice if someone gave her a hat like that if she was in that situation? And she has a tiara that her little friends enjoy playing with. And I thought, if someone gave, you know, my granddaughter that would be really nice.
I have a tiara that I clean in.
Yeah.
It makes it easier. So if anybody wants to buy me some tiaras, that's an option. Yeah, I love that idea, and the kindness, and it's something too that's realistic. Little kids can make a hat.
Yes.
You can go
That's why
with
it's
$2 to the dollar store. They've got hats galore. I love the idea because it's not out of this world unbelievable that this could happen for somebody.
It's something that the kids could do.
Yeah.
And one of the little boys, he's actually my, like I said, my sister's grandson. Mm-hmm. He's the one with the seashells because he does live near the sea. So he just took a simple sun hat and he put seashells on it, and she knew it was from Hailey in the story knew that it was from his seashell collection. So it kind of little things like that, eh? And some of the kids made the hats themselves out of paper, and one of the pictures, the kids are wearing just paper hats, and you know, just what they could do.
You don't have to have money to be kind.
No, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's why I love this message. I was going to... you're... Okay, so you're the twins.
Yes.
Real life twins.
Yes.
Have they read the book?
Yes.
And what'd they think?
They love it.
What were some of their comments?
You know, it's...
and you said they're 9?
They just turned 9.
Okay,
yeah.
So, yeah, and they're downright honest.
Yes.
So what are some of the things they said? What are their comments?
They really liked it because their friends are in there, and they thought that was really neat. And... and what really impressed me was they were glad that they were so kind in there, and that, you know, and because they are kind, and it just showed a side to them, of, you know, but mainly kind of giving tips on what they can do when you see a child in that situation. You know, it doesn't cost much, and you can make somebody, you know, more comfortable coming back. And kids worry, you know, about that type of thing, because in the book, Hailey had beautiful hair and she lost her hair, eh? And people didn't realize, or she didn't think they realized how scared she was to go back to school and face all her friends and that without her hair.
Her hair.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny enough. I have a friend who's just gone through the whole cancer, chemotherapy, stem cells, radiation, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And grown woman, it's still it takes away some of your identity, especially if you're known for your long, gorgeous locks. And you know, this doesn't just have to be kids being kind. I mean, if you have a friend that is going through some, you know, a health situation where they lose all their hair, what a wonderful thing. Hey, we're going to go out Friday night. Everybody's wearing hats.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. That's
Right?
a great
It doesn't
analogy.
have to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just for kids. It can be adults too.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I know it was hard for her because she was known for her hair.
Yeah.
You know, and she had great curly,
hair.
Big hair.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It is tough, especially on a child. I can't even. Have you shown some of your coworkers from the hospital?
They've seen it,
Yeah.
and some of them have purchased the book, and they really liked it. I got some really good feedback on the book and some good reviews, so I was really happy with that.
Right.
That people did enjoy the book.
How much are you selling the book for?
I believe on Amazon it's $13.99. I believe.
Okay, and that's on the Canadian Amazon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's called Hats for Hailey. And then your other ones that are going to be part of the From the Heart collection, they're all going to be on Amazon. I'm sure.
They'll all be first on Amazon, and then from the Amazon it goes into chapters. You can put it in through chapters, Barnes and Noble, and spread out from there.
All their
Amazon's usually
subsidiary,
the bigger one to get it up on, and the bully one, the next Hailey. If you really enjoyed the Hailey book, the one on bullying too, is will be out shortly, and that this year. So hopefully get the two out this year.
Yeah.
And we'll see how. So far Hailey seems popular, and
I don't see why it can't be.
yeah.
Now, did you? I'm just curious. Did you get feedback from a child psychologist or anything like that?
No.
It just because you really hit a home run.
I think I got feedback from mothers of kids that age,
who are basically child psychologists.
Yes. And they just thought, wouldn't that be nice, and, giving kids ideas and, like to do something like that for someone in their class or someone going through that type of difficulty and that. So, but all the books will be like that, whether with the bully one, it's from a point of view on what made the child a bully in the first place. They were bullied. And this is, it's not true in every case, but a lot of cases,
9 times
these,
out of 10,
these kids have been bullied. And so it kind of explains that.
Yeah.
And then there's the kindness and compassion and empathy. And, it's just naturally going to be mixed in with the story. And with Oliver Dorian too, on like protecting, the sea. And there's a big blue whale in there, and Oliver's worried about what's going to happen to it with climate change, And just simple things that kids can do, though. Like they can make the connection with what's going on in the story, and maybe give them ideas too, on what they can do and play a part in those
world.
collections. Yeah, and
Right.
Exactly.
And so, with the bullying, was there a situation, like, how did you come up with that idea? Was there a real life situation, or you were just trying to think maybe what kids have to deal with?
Well, just what kids have to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate that my grandkids haven't had to deal with like hair loss or the bullying.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to be the bully or the, show them that empathy.
Yeah.
And they learn empathy, and if they learn it from a book, that would be nice too for all kids, wherever they learn it from.
What a wonderful legacy you're leaving your grandkids.
I like to think so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you've just got the 2 grandkids?
Just the 2, that's
twins.
it.
Yeah. 9-year-old twins. Wow. Well,
yeah.
They're probably a going concern. You know what? I'm going to be looking for books when the kids hit preteen, because those will probably be horror stories.
Yeah. Read The Exorcist.
Right.
Yeah. There's already books written on that.
Oh.
Yeah. And movies made.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. So if somebody's listening and wants to get either one of the children's book or the chapter book edition, if they want a print edition, they want to go out and buy the hard copy, where can they get it in town?
I believe Kohl's is selling it. Also, Once Upon a Child,
very
the
nice.
clothing store,
Yeah.
has it. Bush Plain Museum has it in stock. and the public library is ordering it.
Very nice.
Yeah, I
that was
dropped
going to
off
be my
a
next
copy.
question. Yeah.
Yeah, so they haven't done the official okay. I'm still kind of spreading out into those areas, and I've done some bookmarks too that they can put out.
I did see your bookmark.
Yeah.
So cute. And you did all that yourself because you're a graphic artist.
Well, actually, I got a local person to do that.
Oh, they did. Okay.
The first time around, I'm getting everything done by professionals. That's Brandon Goff. He does all kinds of bookmarks and advertising and stuff like that. He did a beautiful job on it. I was
they're
really
great.
impressed.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I'm hoping to slowly be able to do all the things myself, eh?
Yeah.
And so it's like I said, it's been a hell of a learning curve.
Well, I bet.
On
yeah.
everything.
But good for you for starting it, because man, oh man, like, I know me, I might be a little bit younger than you, but I know even at my age, starting a new endeavor, it's like, it's frightening.
Yeah, it was scary. Yeah, and I had to learn everything myself. I'm not computer savvy by any means. And learning
that's where
programs.
Especially graphic arts in the last 10 to 20 years, graphic arts has gotten so technical.
Yeah.
It's not just picking up a pencil and drawing anymore.
Well, I had drawn the original pictures I wanted of Hailey myself. And, so I was like, well, how do I get them from here into, like, the book? I didn't quite understand. And then someone explained to me, you have to digitalize them. Mm-hmm. Oh, so I've got to draw them. So now I've got the iPad.
Yes.
I'm learning to digitalize them. And same way with the book on Oliver Dorian. I did all those pictures. I just, I saw the whale and, fish and the boat, and that, and I drew them all, and they're all on paper and stuff like that. But no, they got to be digitalized.
You got to get that paper into your computer somehow.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so that was a real learning curve.
Yeah.
For the Oliver Dorian book, I did find an artist who I gave my drawings to and asked her, I want something along these lines, and because a picture of my sister's grandson. I wanted to look like him.
Sure.
And that, eh? And so she was able to do that. And she's actually an artist in the Ukraine. So she lives right in Kiev. So,
So she's really having a time of it, right?
Yes. But I thought, what better way to pay someone, that you can help out at the same time, too.
Wow, you're just doing so much. Like, I just love your whole, like, the way you operate.
I try to put thought into it,
It's all mindful.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
all mindful. I love that.
Yeah.
And I think more people should, I think... And you're leading by example, and I think more people should follow that example. Just locally here, like try to shop local, try to get people maybe that to do. You're getting is it your niece that's gonna help you out?
My niece in Montreal.
Yes.
She lives in Montreal,
but still family.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, no, it's and it's getting to. She thought it would be nice in French.
Sure.
Because her first language is French, eh? And I said, let's do it. So she translated it, and when it goes up, any profits from that, we'll split that. And we're setting up, like I said, it'll be for fundraising. And all the books on there will all be, kindness, compassion, and good values and that.
Yeah.
Eh? There are lots of books that, that are like that. And there's lots of that are, more for fun or and that. But I think there's a lot of books that kids can have fun with, and... they're well written too, but something where you see, from the Heart Collection, it's going to be, with good values.
Yeah, leading with love.
Yes, exactly. Good way to put it. I'd use that.
That's my moniker. That's what I don't care if you do this, you trip over yourself, you do this, you make a mistake. Listen, as long as you lead with love, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. And Hailey's there.
Oh, well, hats for Hailey. That's why, I started, I thought, well, I'll just skim it. well, I started, I sort of started skimming, and I'm like, oh, this is a really great story. So then I started from the beginning again, and I read it.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm an adult, so it's an easy read. But it's an interesting read because you want to see how it all works out for Hailey.
Yeah.
That, is she still uncomfortable at the end of the book?
Yeah.
Is she, still sad at the end of the book?
Yeah.
What do her sister and brother have planned?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because that's the big surprise in the book.
That is the big surprise.
Yeah, how they get her hair back.
Oh, we won't tell.
No.
Spoiler alert. We're not going to tell.
No.
Anyway, I'm so happy to be talking about this book. And so happy to finally meet you.
Yes.
I mean, we kind of met in the driveway, but yes, there was a lot of phone tag. But thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Marytė Running. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Most people say Maggie because Marytė's hard to, a little difficult.
As soon as it gets in there, I'll say it 27 times and I'll be good. So Marytė Running, author of the book Hats for Hailey, and hopefully many more to come in the From the Heart collection. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. It was great being here.
Thanks. You've been listening to Lisa Tucker on The Borderline, and this is the book cover. And remember, don't judge a book by its cover.
Hi, this is Marytė Running. I'm the author of Hats for Hailey, a children's chapter book. Get Hats for Hailey. You can go to my website at marytērunning.com, and Marytė is spelled Maryte, to order the book. If you enjoy the book, please leave a review. You can also hear my podcast with Lisa Tucker on the book cover. I think you'll enjoy it as much as I enjoyed doing it. Go to theborderline.ca. Thank you.